Hello, I'm Reynaldo Diaz. I'm a sales account manager at OVHcloud, and I am very pleased to have you all on this session and to have Jean Sénélard, CEO at SYSTRAN. We are going to discuss about how SYSTRAN became a global leader AI-based translation company. Hello, Jean, how are you today?
Hello, Reynaldo. I'm doing very well, thank you. Very glad to be here.
Yeah, and I'm really glad to have you too. Could you just introduce yourself in a few words and tell who you are, please?
So I'm the CEO of SYSTRAN. SYSTRAN is a company, a machine translation company. We are based in, headquarters is based in Paris, and we have 100 employees over the world.
SYSTRAN, you mean the SYSTRAN that everybody knows? Because I know SYSTRAN for quite a long time, and I think that people that are connected to that to our session know about SYSTRAN or have heard about SYSTRAN. Basically, you are on the translation market. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Just for people connected, could you explain where do you come from with SYSTRAN? When did the translation solution started?
Yeah, so SYSTRAN is a very old company. We have more than 50 years of operation, but we are known because we have launched Babelfish in '97, and Babelfish was the first ever machine translation online. And we are doing automatic translation, so we call that machine translation. And when we launched Babelfish in '97, it was the first time people were actually seeing the translation. And the first day it was launched, the use of it exploded. And today we know it because everybody is using the translate this page features in every portals. And this has been created basically from this Babelfish launch in '97.
So SYSTRAN were the first to bring the automated translation on the website. Are you telling that?
Yes, exactly. It was at this time.
Everybody is using then SYSTRAN technology right now.
No, not the technology, but at least the feature has been introduced by us. It's kind of the bold move then, because showing automated translation, not perfect translation, in '97 was kind of bold for from the CEO at this time. And but it was a need, and we could not live today without the translate this page feature.
Could you tell what are or what were the SYSTRAN business challenges when you have started to work with the OVHcloud?
Yes. So SYSTRAN business is to serve tailor machine translation to corporation. So traditionally, our customers are very large corporate who want to have the highly customized translation for their own business. But we wanted to reach more people. We wanted to reach the small industry, and we wanted also to reach other countries, because there is more than 2,000 languages active in the world today. And SYSTRAN has only 50 languages on this catalog, and even Google has 100 languages on this catalog. So there is a huge gap between the need from these 2,000 active language and the reach of any company in the world. So we wanted to build a platform where the actual expert could bring the expertise, the language expert could bring the expertise and find users. And the users are all the industry over the world, the small industry, the bigger industry, but everybody should be able to get access to machine translation.
So you are telling that until now, only the large companies were accessing tailor-made translation systems, and you are trying to bring it to everyone, every company, even the smallest company. Is that correct?
Yes, this is correct. And also, even the largest company cannot access the smallest language because there is no technology for the smallest language. And there is no expert, and SYSTRAN with 100 employees cannot cover all the language in the world. So nobody can. So we need to go and find the expert, the one that can develop language, and we need to make them meet with the users. And the users can be large corporate, of course, but also the smallest one everywhere. When you are in I don't know, Thailand, and you want to export something to France, you do need Thai to French translation. And this doesn't exist today. So we need to have the experts, and we need to reach these companies that have this need.
And I think that if I understand well, that some translation are made through the English. That means that you take a language, from one language you go to English, and from English you go to another language. But what you are doing to do is from that language to other language without passing by the English. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. It is what you call the bridge translation. When you go through another language, a private language, it can be French or English or Spanish. But what we want to do is to go directly from any language to any language. So without need to go through an intermediate language, because this going through intermediate language reduce the quality at the end eventually.
So as far as I understand, your business challenges are then to extend to 2,000 languages and to make people access the models. So how do you translate it in a technical way?
So what we did is to look at the App Store model. When everybody is using application on his phone that has been developed by a huge network of developers. So these developers are the experts. They are the highly expert around the world. So we wanted to do something similar with translation. So we developed a marketplace where the trainers, what you call the trainers, are the language experts, are contributing with their translation model that we allow them to build. And this translation model that can be, for instance, one specific language pair or a language pair for a given industry, for instance, chemical in Greek to Chinese, then this model is available to the end user. So it's really based on a marketplace where the trainer are pushing models that can be immediately used by everybody in the world.
Okay, so that in that way they can access even small needs if they are a trainer that is interested in industry, even if it's a small segment of industry. He can share the model, and then everybody can get access to that model to get a more accurate translation, as far as I understand.
Yes, and not only can get access, but it knows that there will be someone behind that will be able to make the model evolve, to handle feedback, and to every day to basically improve the translation model that has been provided. So it's something very dynamic that we wanted to put together.
So how much models are you thinking about?
So as of today, we have 100,000 models that are already published on the SYSTRAN catalog. We call that the catalog, which is all the models that's a part of the marketplace. And we believe that we can go beyond millions of models quickly.
So you have to be able to have a scalable infrastructure if you want to get to that million.
Yes, exactly. And it is the main point, is how do we store this model, how do we build this model, and how we can make them available to the end user in real time. It was basically the three main problematics that we had.
I understand. So then you as you mentioned right now, you needed to build that marketplace. And can you tell us how this when this idea came, and how did you build this marketplace in few days?
So it took us about 1 year of research and product design. And in June 2019, we started development of production platform, and we had it made and released within 1 month. So it was very quick development cycle. And we launched translate.systran.net, which is today the main production platform and environment. In parallel, we worked on the model studio, what you call SYSTRAN Model Studio, which is the environment where the trainer can build their own model and access to GPU on demand. And we released that end of 2019. And early 2023, we launched the full solution for the training and for the production.
Which is quite fast for such a solution. In 2 years, from the concept to deliver it to the market, it's quite a fast way for such solutions.
Yes, so it was even faster than that, because the actual development of the platform was less than 2 months effort. And I must say that we did that thanks to the OVHcloud support.
you have the solution that is in production, and you have a production platform with us, and only a few months after you have developed the solution. So could you tell a few words about what you get from that platform production in OVHcloud?
Yes. So making such a service in production is on the paper very easy, because a translation model is some instance, and you launch the instance and you wait for people to make some requests. But when you are launching a web cloud solution, it's not the same, because you have millions of users and they will have needs to change for translation for one language at some time of the day and some other translation at some other time of the day. And you need to answer all of that in real time. So we developed a very robust and scalable platform. So today the backend is based on more than 100 public cloud instances, where we are able to handle the translation request flow, to dynamically adapt the translation, the instance to the language pair that will be more needed at some time of the day, to be able to really make the real-time performance that is mandatory for such a service.
So then, thanks to the OVHcloud public cloud, you are able to scale and to have a robust training platform. So in few words, could you explain what you have reached with that through the OVHcloud public solution, OVHcloud cloud public solution?
So for the training, the problematic is a bit different, because the instance that we need to use are very expensive, and we need to be able to manage the resource the most cost effectively possible, and to give access to this instance to people who don't even know what is a GPU instance. So the idea was to have some to allocate a pool of very high performance GPU servers that's on the public cloud, on OVHcloud, and to give access to these servers through schedulings and monitoring solution that we developed just for that purpose. And at the end of the training, the other problematic is that a model, a deep learning model, is data. And one model is something like 4 gigabytes of data. And we need to be able to store this data increasingly. So we are never dropping any data. We are never erasing any model. So we need to have a solution that can scale for the storage infinitely. So we use the model storage, object storage from OVHcloud for that purpose.
As far as I understand, then you are using object storage to store the data. You are using a public cloud at OVHcloud. And we have developed at OVH, quite a few solutions on AI, because we are really accelerating on that path, and we are bringing to the market solutions that can accelerate and help our customers to accelerate on their business. So my question would be, we have data processing solutions, we have ML serving solutions, we have big data, but as far as I understand, you are not using that. Why is that?
So first reason is that we started, I think, before OVH really puts all the effort on these technologies. And we are also putting a lot of optimization, very low level optimization. We are even at the processor level to make the inference faster today. But eventually, I think that the OVH development will catch up with our own development. And we will be very glad if we have the solution, for instance, for scheduling training that can replace ours. We'll be very glad to switch and focus on our own technology, which is machine translation. So for the moment, I really believe that it's just a question of timing. On the other hand, for any solution that wants to start AI activity today, I would really recommend to start on this solution, because it's really a good way to bootstrap development and to refocus on the technology and not on the infrastructure. So yes, in short, I really think that it's a question of timing, and so it's a question of convergence of technology. when all the intermediate layers will be available and will be as performant as what we have developed, then we'll be just moving on and developing our own, only focusing on development.
So what would be the key achievements and benefits you got from the solution you have built over OVHcloud?
So the first one I would say is the speed. The speed of development for us was very important, and it is one of the key achievements of this process. We have built in few months to 1 year a full scale solution with all a very powerful infrastructure. Then the second point I think is the scalability of what we achieve at the end. We have not built something that is totally frozen. It's something that is scalable. That means that when the traffic is rising, when the number of trainer is increasing, we know that we have the ability to simply scale and continue offering the same quality of service under higher demand and with more connected users. And the last point that I cannot forget as the CEO of SYSTRAN is that we have a full control of the cost. When we are working with OVHcloud, we know what we sign for. Every month we can predict what we will be paying. And I can completely connect the business I'm making and the revenue I'm making with the cost of my infrastructure. And this is very important to develop any business today.
Okay, so we can say that through all that achievement, SYSTRAN Marketplace on OVHcloud is the only translation model marketplace.
Yes, it is. And there is nowhere in the world where we can access to 100,000 translation model. So I think that we not only built something that was fast, cost effective, but we managed to build something unique.
So Jean, it was really a very exciting discussion. We are reaching the end of this session. How would you sum up and conclude what is the SYSTRAN OVHcloud relationship?
So I would like to say that the relationship between OVHcloud and SYSTRAN has evolved a lot during this process. First, because we need to have trust in the solution. And when you are building a service that's with a very high SLA and that depends on the availability on the infrastructure behind, you need to be sure that the solution will be working as advertised. And you need to be fully trusting that OVHcloud will be delivering the quality of service that we need for our own customer. And beyond trust, I think that our relationship has also evolved into a partnership, because we also realized that the value that we are putting in the development and in the service we want to market are very close to the value of OVHcloud. We are sharing same value around the data privacy of our users. We will never use any data from our translation users for doing anything, not even to improve the service. We want to make, and this is some value that is fully shared with OVHcloud. At the same time, we have also some more important value today, like what is the environmental impact of what we are doing. And for that, we can also once again rely on the same commitment that OVHcloud is doing. And for this reason, I think that we are very satisfied about all this process and about the partnership that has been built. And that's not over, because we are now thinking about developing multiple data centers around the world. So we are working on building a second one already in Canada, in Borneo, OVH data center. We are also thinking about using better Kubernetes cluster technology developed by OVH, so that we can even scale even faster on the translation request. So I think that we are just at the beginning of this collaboration with OVH to build a unique service in the world.
Thank you, Jean. It's really a pleasure to have you and to have this discussion. For everyone which is connected to the chat, if you have any question, please come to the chat.